My name is Peter Power. I'm from St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, and I'm attending the 24-week Master Dog Trainer program at Highland Canine, LLC. Having I guess what we call the toolbox, the more tools in the toolbox, I mean, the more I have to kind of grab to, to look to when one thing's not working for me. So I found, and that was something I found here. I mean, learning the clicker training, I do that at home with my dogs, and I do it mainly to shape behaviors that we want in the house. And with service dogs, that part of the program, I mean, it was really beneficial to kind of speeding up the process I found with the dog, and I found the dog was more likely to get in tune with the clicker than my voice, because we're dealing with the dog for a short period of time, and that dog would have somebody else, different voice, different pitches, whatever, tones, and the dog seemed to cue in on something like the clicker a lot better than, whereas at home I can just talk to my dogs and get what I want. In terms of hands-on time, is there enough? Yes, yes, and yes. Because you come in the morning, technically you go get your dog. Then you spend usually a good hour with that dog in the morning. Whatever program you're doing, in order to train the dog, you have to be with the dog. So I mean, for the amount of time I think we spent maybe 1 to 2 days in class for like 3 weeks of literally doing hands-on with the dogs. So there was more dog handling than you'll ever need. And if you don't feel comfortable handling a dog after being here for 5.5 months, well then you shouldn't be handling dogs. Getting a different dog every couple of weeks is really good, because I mean, you build a bond with the dog, which is something that usually goes hand in hand with training, but you get used to that dog, so you know what works. But then you're given a dog who has completely different attitude, or a different food drive, or a different drive in general, or just a different type of dog, really. I mean, it could be, like training the Russian Black Terrier was not as easy as training the food-driven lab. And I mean, it makes you think, not every dog is going to be working to what or what you're giving, or what's working for another dog. You really had to get creative with some of these dogs, or up the values of what they were getting rewarded with, or just using a different complete reward. Instead of using food, sometimes a toy. The program definitely met my expectations. I really didn't think it would be as hard as it was. Being 43 years old, I'm not a spring buck, so I found it really demanding. My expectations were met beyond, because I had some questions that I had about dog training. Jason actually answered most of them in the classroom, so I never even had to really ask them. But I did ask more on the subjects that I wanted to know more about from him, and no, I definitely got everything I wanted. I feel like I got my money's worth. I feel like I got everything I needed, and I got a lot more. I got to do things that I don't think in life, especially coming from the island of Newfoundland, where we don't have, no training facilities like this. And I got to be around dogs that I won't really get the chance to be around with, other than, the few people I know do sport dog stuff. I feel the knowledge of the instructors was very helpful. I mean, if we were doing a specific thing and that instructor, I asked them a question, 99.9% of the time, they could give me a definite answer right away. If they couldn't give me an answer because of whatever, like the objectivity of the question or whatever, most of the time they'd come back to me with something else, or say, if you ask this person, they'll be most likely to help you better. In terms of my own business, it was really good to see you guys running this place on a day-to-day. I found that really beneficial. I mean, I know it's not really mentioned to kind of monitor that stuff, but watching everybody work really hard every day and watch what it takes to keep these dogs, to build these dogs up into, to put them out into the world. That to me, I found that really important. Just being here and seeing everybody work all day, seeing what they had to do, seeing the different sections and how they were working, I found that really good. I would definitely recommend this course to others. Reasons being, I think if anybody really wants a good understanding of how dog training works, I mean, here you're getting pet dogs, you're getting problem dogs, you're getting service dogs, you're getting working dogs in the detection fields, in the apprehension field. I mean, police canines, for lack of a better word, you cannot buy that type of training anywhere. I mean, you literally have to go to each place specifically and train specifically. Whereas here, you're just immersed in it all at once. It's incredible to be able to do that. Unrecognizable. I mean, you can't find that anywhere else. I mean, all the other schools I looked at, I could not find that. And I searched darn hard.